I'll say this. Right from the start, I knew it was a bad idea. And yes, it's my fault, but it's also not entirely my fault. It goes like this. I had my book pitch ready, complete with PowerPoint. I showed how the market is at the moment and the potential audience. I even had graphs, and I wrote a prospectus. Don't know what that is? Well, neither did I until I looked it up and figured I better have one in case they asked. I was prepared. But there was one last thing. My ex-roommate Melissa put this bug in my ear. She's trying to become a screenwriter, so she has to go and pitch ideas to the money people. It's not the same thing, but it's kind of the same thing. We're both appealing to the all-powerful gatekeepers, of stuff, saying, please give me money to make my thing. What she told me was the writing equivalent of don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have a second idea, and a third, and a fourth, in case they don't like your first one. I couldn't imagine how that could happen. This was the printed word, not Hollyweird. These are calm, logical people who respect the words and the writers that write them, but I sketched out a few ideas anyway. Over-preparation is my jam. I'll spare you the details of how I got the meeting. All the wet handshakes, terrible dinners, reply all email chains, but I got in. I did my big, smoothly polished pitch, showed my carefully crafted slides, even had handouts to follow along. And they passed. A hard no. They could not have been less interested. No discussion, just a nope. I managed not to scream "why" in their faces, which for the day is definitely a win. But then, just as Melissa predicted, they asked what else I had. I pitched them a second book, kind of a slimmer, sexier version of the one I'd just done. Pass. Then a third, something even thinner. No slides, no notes. Also a pass. Then, just as I had finished gathering up all of my supplies, why did I bring so much junk with me? I threw out the literary equivalent of a Hail Mary. A raw thing. The idea of an idea. No, not even that. More like the place where an idea would grow. Just something that had been rolling around in my brain for the last couple of years. The room went silent. I looked up to see everyone paying more attention to me than they had in my whole pitch. They wanted to know more. Oh, thank goodness I don't buckle under intense scrutiny. I started riffing, raw thoughts spilling out of my mouth. I barely understood what I was talking about, but they were all nodding, looking over at each other to see if they were all, nodding and feeling the same way. They greenlit my book. The one I just made up right there in the room. A week later, I had a contract delivered to my apartment with deadlines and everything. Which brings us to now, and helps explain why I'm speaking all of this into my crappy little recorder in my car as I sit in the parking lot of Iron Heights Prison. I'm about to interview Leonard Snart, aka Captain Cold, who is currently a guest of the state. Because we live in a world of capes and cowls, time travel, and intergalactic despots, in that room, those 3 short months ago, I asked the question, what is a villain? We have our heroes cut from similar cloths, but what about their opposites? Who are the people who are labeled evil? What traits do they all share, if they share anything? Has anyone ever asked them how they feel being bad guys? What if someone could go around and interview them, objectively, without any guile or ulterior motive? And now, that's me. And I'm freaking out. It's taken countless hours, texts, emails, handwritten letters just to get this far. Now, I knew I'd be working hard for my book, but I assumed it would be in the deep archives section of the library or, hunched over my laptop at CC Jitters. not sitting across from a man who has taken down the Flash. Melissa, if you are hearing this, consider this my last will and testament. Please, take care of my fish. Oh, and there's a folder on my computer called Recipes. Please delete it immediately. Okay, here goes. Wish me luck.
Legible Scrawl presents To Prove a Villain, Episode 0, written by Kyle Olson, performed by Shannon Jelly, produced by Ryan Fitzpatrick and Shannon Jelly. Follow us on Twitter at Legible Scrawl, check out our Facebook page, or drop by our website, legiblescrawl.com, where we do cool things and answer the important questions, like, what would happen if a struggling psychology major interviewed DC villains? You're welcome.